students, greetings of the day. In this video, we are going to start a new chapter called Sets. Set language is the first unit in your 9th standard mathematics. Sets are very easy, simple and the most important concept in mathematics. Sets are the basic concept which is used in almost all branch of mathematics, and it was first developed by a German mathematician, Georg Cantor. So in this particular video, we are going to discuss about what are sets, how to identify the given collection as a set or not, how to denote a set, what are elements of a set, and how to write those elements of a set. Observe these pictures. Bunch of keys, bunch of flowers, school of fishes, group of words, pile of books. What do you think of these pictures? What is common in all these pictures? The one thing that is common in all these pictures is that in every picture there are group of objects, right? In each picture there is a collection of objects. Like this, in our daily life we come across many such collections like pack of cards, a crowd of people, cricket team, etc. In our daily life we come across collection of objects. Do you think in mathematics also we have such collections? Yes, in maths also we have come across such collections. For example, natural numbers, collection of natural numbers, points, prime numbers, collection of different kinds of triangles. So in mathematics also we come across collections. These are all the examples for collection of objects. Collection of objects with certain condition, we call that collection as set. So what is that condition? We'll see that in this video. So now we'll see what is set. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. We cannot call all the collection of objects as sets. We can call the collection of objects as set only if the collection is well-defined. If the collection of objects is well-defined, then we can call that collection as set. So what is well-defined? To understand that, we'll take examples. So here I have taken 4 examples and I have divided it into 2 groups. First one is collection of all students in your class. Collection of days of a week in group 1. And in group 2 I have taken collection of good actors in Tamil cinema. Second one is collection of strong students in your class. When you take an example in group 1, collection of all students in your class, when I tell a name of a student, you can tell me whether that student belongs to your collection or not, whether that student is in your collection or not. When you take the second example, collection of days of a week, okay, when I tell a day, you can tell me whether that day is in your collection or not. But when you take examples in group 2, collection of good actors in Tamil cinema, when I tell Rajni is a good actor, some may agree, some may not agree, right? According to some people, Rajni is a good actor. According to some people, Rajni is not a good actor. The word good is different for different people. For each people, everyone will have a different idea of good actors. Right. See the second one, collection of strong students in your class. So if I tell a name of a student, you cannot decide whether that student is strong or not, because according to me he may be strong, but according to you he may not be strong. So it differs. We cannot decide whether the given student is strong or not, because everyone will be having a different opinion of strong student, right? So in group 1, when we take a collection of objects, if an object is given, we can decide whether that object is in that collection or not. So such collection of object is called well-defined collection. Well-defined collection. Okay. So when you take a collection of objects, given an object, if you can decide whether that given object is in your collection or not, then that collection is well defined. And that collection in which you cannot decide whether the given object is in your collection or not, that is called not well defined. Okay, so in well-defined collection, you can decide whether the given specific object is in your collection or not. So, well-defined collection of object means that given a specific object, it must be possible for us to decide whether the given object is in the given collection or not. So, if you can decide whether the given object is in your collection, then that collection is called well-defined. And well-defined collection of object is set. So, collection in group 1, collections of all students in your class, collection of days of a week, all these things are sets. Now, we'll see whether the following collections are sets or not. We are going to identify whether the following collections are sets or not. Okay. So first one is odd natural numbers less than 10. Is this a well-defined collection? Is this a set? Which means you have to see whether this collection is a well-defined collection or not. What is well-defined? If an object is given, you can decide whether that is in your collection or not. So here, odd natural numbers less than 10. You know what is natural number? What is odd natural number? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. All these things are odd natural numbers. Here they have given odd natural numbers less than 10. So we have to consider those odd natural numbers which are less than 10. What are those? 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So when a number is given, you can decide whether that number is a odd natural number less than 10 or not. Why? Because you know what are those odd natural numbers less than 10. So it is a well-defined object, right? So this is an example of a set. This collection is a set. See the second one, rivers in India. So we can list down, collect the list of rivers in India. And if a name of a river is given, you can decide whether that river is in India or not. For example, if I tell Ganga, so Ganga is a river in India, right? So you can tell Ganga is a river in India. But if I tell Amazon, Amazon is not a river in India. So we can decide whether the given object is in our collection or not. So this is also a well-defined collection. So rivers in India is also example of set. This collection of rivers in India is a well-defined collection and hence it is a set. Now we'll see next one. Collection of beautiful flowers in the garden. Is this collection well defined? No, this is not well defined. Why? So, the word beautiful is a relative word. According to some person, jasmine may be a beautiful flower. But some other person, jasmine is not a beautiful flower. They may not consider jasmine as a beautiful flower. And if a flower is given, there will be confusion whether that flower is a beautiful flower or not. So, collection of beautiful flowers in the garden is not a well-defined collection. So, this collection is not a set. We'll see the next one. Collection of English alphabet. You know there are 26 letters in English alphabet, and you know what are all those letters. So when a letter is given, when an object is given, you can tell whether that is an English alphabet or not. Okay, if I give you one is not an English alphabet. So you can tell that one is not there in English alphabet. If I give you a letter A is an English alphabet, right? So you can tell A is present in this collection, right? So we can decide whether a given object in this collection or not. So this is a well-defined collection and hence it is a set. So we'll see the next one. Collection of strong students in your class. Is this a well-defined collection? No, right? Because we cannot decide whether the given student is strong or not. So this is not a well-defined collection, hence it is not a set. Collection of states in our country. Is this well-defined? Yes. We can decide the given object is in our collection or not. Collection of states in our country or not. So this is an example of set. So these are all the examples and non-examples of set. If a collection of object is well defined, we call that collection as set. And if a collection is not well defined, then that collection is not a set. So in each set we'll have objects, right? Object of a set is called element or member of a set. So any member of the set is called element. We'll study this, we'll understand this using example. Now consider the collection of letters of the word mathematics. Is this collection a set? For that we have to check whether it is well defined or not. It is well defined. We know what are the collection of letters in the word mathematics, right? M, A, T, H, E, M, A, T, I, C. Yes, all these letters are in the word mathematics. So this is the collection, which is the collection of letters in the word mathematics. So we can decide when a letter is given, it is there in our collection of the word letters of the word mathematics or not, right? So it is a well defined collection, so it is a set. What is element? Any object in a set is called element of that set. So what is object in this set, in this collection of letters in the word mathematics? M is one of the object. A is one of the object in the collection of letters in the word mathematics. T. So each letter here is the element in the collection of the word mathematics, right? If you take X, letter X is not there in the collection of the word mathematics. So we can decide whether the given object is in our collection or not. So here Each letter is called element. So any object or any member of the set is called elements. So now we'll see how to denote a set. Usually a set is denoted by capital letters. Any capital letter, A, B, C, D, E, etc. Okay. A set is usually denoted by capital letters of English alphabets. You can use any capital letter. So I am going to denote this collection of letters in a word mathematics using a capital letter A. Okay. A is equal to. And you have to write the elements of the set within a curly bracket. This is called curly brackets. This kind of bracket is called curly brackets. So can you list down the elements? M, A, T, H, E. Since I have already written M, I am not going to write M again. Okay. So A is also already there. So I am not going to write A as well as T. The next one is I, C, S. So this is the collection of letters in the word mathematics. Observe that we should not repeat the letters, means repeat the elements. We have to write the elements of the set only once. Okay, and we'll use capital letters to denote the set, and within the curly brackets we are going to write the elements of the set. And we have to write the elements only once. We should not repeat the elements of the set. So this can also be written as, this set can also be written as A, T, E, I, M, H, C, S. We can also write this set like this. So here I have changed the order of elements. We can write the elements in any order. Order of writing the elements is not a matter. So we use capital letters to denote a set, and we'll write elements of the set within the curly brackets, and we are writing the elements only once. We are not repeating the elements, and order of writing the element is not a matter. This is how we are going to write a set. There are different ways of representing a set that we'll see in next video. Now, if an element is in that set, then we'll use a symbol belongs to the set. Okay. See here, M is an element. M is in set A. So we'll write M belongs to set A. And if an element is not there in the set, we'll use the symbol does not belong to. Does not belong to. X is not there in the set A. So we'll write X doesn't belong to A. Okay. So if X is an element of a set A or X belongs to A, we write X belongs to A. If any object X is in set A, we can write X belongs to A. If X is not an element of set A or X does not belong to A, we write X doesn't belong to A. We'll consider an example. Here I have considered a set A is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7. Right. 2 is there in a set A. So 2 is an element of A. So we can write 2 belongs to A. 5 is there in set A. So 5 is an element of A. So we can write 5 belongs to A. 6. 6 is not there in the set A. So 6 is not an element of A. So we can write 6 doesn't belong to A. So we'll see another example. Consider the set A is equal to Ashwin, Murali Vijay, Vijay Shankar, Badrinath. I think you can guess what is this set, what is this collection. This collection is a collection of cricket players from Tamil Nadu who played for India. Right. So, fill the blank here using symbol belongs to or doesn't belongs to. See the first one. Murali Vijay blank A. So which symbol we have to use? If that object is an element of your set, then you have to use belongs to. If the given object is not there in your set, then you have to use doesn't belong to. First one is Murali Vijay. Murali Vijay is there in your group, in your set A. Yes, Murali Vijay is an element of set A. So which symbol we have to use? We have to use belongs to. See the second one. Second one is Sachin. Sachin is an element of set A. No, Sachin is not there in your collection, in your set A. So Sachin doesn't belongs to A. See the third one. Third one is Badrinath. Is Badrinath in your set? Yes, Badrinath is an element of set A. So which symbol we have to use? We have to use belongs to. Fourth one is Dhoni. Dhoni is not there in our set A. Dhoni is not an element of set A. So we have to use doesn't belong to. Ashwin. Fifth one is Ashwin. Ashwin is there in our set. So we have to use belongs to symbol. See the next one, Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma is not an element of set A, so we have to use doesn't belongs to. Right. Okay, next. Consider collection of vowels as set V. Say whether the following is true or false. We have to consider the collection of vowels as set V. So they are telling we have to consider this set as, we have to denote this set by capital letter V. What is our set? Collection of vowels. So we can list down the elements. Since it is containing only 5 elements, we can list down the elements A, E, I, O, U. These are all the vowels in English alphabet. Okay. And they are telling, we have to tell whether the following is true or false. B belongs to V. Does B belong to V? Which means B is an element of V. B is there in our collection V. Is this true? No, right. B is not a vowel. So B is not there in our collection of vowels. So this is not true. False. See the second one. U belongs to V. Which means U is there in our set V. U is an element of V. See, U is a vowel. So this one is true. See the third one. See the third one. X doesn't belongs to V. X is not an element of V. Is this true? Yes, X is not there in our set V. So this is true. Fourth one is O doesn't belong to V. Which means what? O is not an element of the set V. But when you see O is there in our set V, O is a vowel. So this is false. A belongs to V, which means A is in our collection V. A is an element of V. Is this true? Yes, A is there in V. So this is true. In this video, we have seen what are sets, how to identify whether the given collection is set or not, how to write a set, how to denote a set, what are elements of a set, and how to write those elements. So after going through this video, try to answer these questions. Define set, give example and non-example. You have to give 3 example and 3 non-example. Try to give these example which we have not discussed in this video. And second one is which of the following are sets. So you have to identify which of the following are sets and which are not sets. Second one is list the set of letters of the following words in roster form. I'll tell you what is roster form in next video. So we have seen how to list down the elements. Right, in this video we have seen how to list down the elements. So using that idea, try to list down the letters in the words. Third one is consider the following sets. They have given 3 sets and you have to answer these questions. We have done this thing in video. Go through this video and try to answer these questions. We'll see in next video. Thank you.